Breaking news here in batshit bonkers Britain, where the government inquiry into majority Pakistani Muslim rape squads has broken down before it's even got started. The victims saying they're being told what they can and cannot say, and the very people who were part of the cover-up being brought in to manage the inquiry. Pakistani Muslim Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood says she will ensure that justice is done. Meanwhile, Jess...
The cameras were rolling, the stadium lights blazing, and excitement filled the air, but no one expected a political disaster to unfold in front of millions. Keir Starmer walked into the football arena hoping for cheers, unity, and a photo-friendly moment. Instead, he stepped straight into a storm. The chant started softly at first, a few angry voices. But within seconds, thousands joined in, erupting into one deafening message that forced broadcasters to mute their mics and apologize on live TV. Starmer froze. The Labour leader
was out there in the House of Commons, nostrils flaring like a bull with something hot shoved up its arse and yellow teeth glinting in the Commons lights. She basically raged at the victims for making a fuss. In other news, inflation in the UK hits a ball-busting 3.8%. Compare that to France, where it's 0.8%, or the US, where it's about 2.5%. It means, of course, that things in stores are incredibly expensive, but possibly more importantly, it means that the government is paying oodles to try and pay back debt. It's paying the interest.
Who expected applause for supporting Britain's national game, suddenly faced the raw anger of everyday people. Fans weren't shouting about football. They were shouting about him, his policies, his past decisions, and what they see as broken promises. The message wasn't just loud, it was personal, and it carried that one explosive word broadcasters scrambled to censor, the C word that shook the political world. This wasn't just a crowd reaction, it felt like a verdict. Many fans believe Starmer has drifted too far away from the working class roots Labour once stood for. The terraces, once seen as Labour territory, turned against him with a fury no political spin could soften. In just moments, years of frustration erupted, caught on every camera, broadcast into every living room. As security surrounded him, commentators scrambled to explain what was happening. But the truth was simple: the people who feel ignored finally found a microphone. And they weren't letting go. Starmer tried to smile through the chaos, raising a hand in forced confidence, but even that gesture sparked louder boos and harsher chants. What makes this moment even more shocking is that it wasn't random. Fans had come prepared. Banners accusing Starmer of betraying workers and destroying the sport through politics waved high. Some pointed to ticket price inflation. Others blamed him for focusing on political theater rather than real issues hitting football towns hardest: poverty, unemployment, cultural pride. Political analysts immediately jumped into the debate. Has Labour lost its heartland forever? Is Starmer disconnected from the voice of the streets? Some say he underestimated the power of football culture, a place where passion translates into truth, unfiltered and unstoppable. When a stadium speaks, politicians should listen. Meanwhile, social media exploded. Within minutes, clips of the booing went viral. Captions like, "Starmer destroyed by fans," and "The people have spoken," flooded the internet. Supporters called it an overreaction. Critics said it was the most honest review of his leadership yet. One moment, and suddenly his entire campaign strategy looked unstable. The Prime Minister's rivals wasted no time. They pointed to the incident as proof that Starmer's new direction is nothing but a PR illusion. If he can't even stand in a stadium without backlash, how will he stand against the global pressures facing the UK? Political commentators called it the football fallout, a disaster that could define the next election. Even after Starmer left the pitch, the chants continued. The frustration didn't belong only to one side, it belonged to a country struggling with the feeling that their leaders don't understand their lives anymore. Football fans became the voice of millions, raw, emotional, fed up. And now the question lingers in Westminster like a haunting echo from that stadium: was this a one-night embarrassment? Or was it a warning, a sign that Keir Starmer's path to power is collapsing under the weight of public anger? If the football crowd is the heartbeat of Britain, what happens when that heartbeat turns against you? Because after what happened tonight, one thing is clear: this wasn't just football versus politics, this was the people versus the politician. And the people are done staying silent.